If you want to learn how to apply lip line and lipstick, keep on watching. So the first thing we want to do is scrub our lips. You can use any lip scrub you may have, or you can mix sugar and honey. I'm going to use that on my lip and take the excess off. And then we're going to choose a lip pencil. Something super important, you have to sharpen your lip pencil, okay? I don't want it to have a super sharp tip because that can actually hurt my lip, but I need the pencil to be quite pointy for definition, okay? So the first thing you have to do is just looking into the mirror, but we're going to stretch our lips because we need to make sure we can see the line of the lip. So we're going to do that. And that's how you're going to be following the shape of your lip. If you like to make your lips look a little bit bigger, you can slightly overdraw the line. And I'll show you how to do that. So coming nice and close, stretch your lips. And I always have my pinky finger here because that gives me stability and I can actually create a really sharp line. So you're always going to start from the center of the lip. And see how I'm changing the angle of the pencil. I'm not going like that. I have the pencil on an angle. It's also important to make sure that the line from the bottom looks straight. On the top of the lip, I'm going to do the same thing, stretching, and you start from the center. And see how I'm just overdrawing the lip. And now I need to bring that all the way to the corners. So I'm going to open my mouth, and then I can actually fill in all the way in. Okay, now I need to check the shape and see if I'm happy with the shape or if I want to make the lip slightly bigger. The thing with me is that my cupid's bow are quite pointy. So if I overdraw my lips too much, it looks quite fake. I need to really focus on what I'm doing here. Now I can just stand back a little bit and look at the shape. Now what I can do with the same pencil, because I'm using a brown, I can actually add depth to the lipstick. So I'm just going to apply that just on the corners, about a finger, just there. Because that's going to help me create a little bit more dimension. Now I'm just going to choose the lipstick I want, and I find that the best way of applying lipstick is by using a brush because you get a lot of precision on the application. So I loaded the brush and I'm going to start from the center of the lip. Again, stretch my lips. And you see how the colors are very different. That's fine. And I'm just going to use the end of this brush and I'm going to start blending that lip liner with the lipstick. I can also use my finger and just smudge the edges a little bit. If I made a mistake with my lipstick, I can use a clean cotton bud without any makeup on. And then again, stretch your lips. And then clean the edges. To add a little bit more dimension to the lip, you can also use a lighter shade of lipstick. So I'm just using this one. It's like a nude color, and I'm just getting a little bit on my finger, and I'm just applying just on the center. And you see how that already makes the lip look fuller. And you can also use a little bit of concealer on a really small brush, and we're gonna clean the edges. So that's gonna help sharpening the shape. So again, just stretching your lip. And you're just gonna go back and forwards with that concealer. And you can see one side looks much sharper than the other one. And that's how we apply lip liner and lipstick, especially for thin lips. Look how you can create dimension to your lips just with some simple tricks.